Ever spent years on something only to realize the numbers don't add up? That gut punch moment when your own data betrays you? Most people hide from it. They bury the evidence, blame the equipment, keep going. But here's what nobody tells you. That uncomfortable anomaly you're ignoring might be the most valuable thing in your entire career. Today, I'll show you why smart people get trapped defending dead ideas, and how being wrong first becomes your ultimate edge. This is the sunk cost trap and how to escape it. Picture this. You've run an experiment hundreds of times. Data follows a nice, predictable line, except for one cluster that just doesn't fit. What do? Most people ignore it, call it noise, blame the equipment. But here's the thing. What if that weird cluster is the most important part of your entire project? Every major breakthrough started as an anomaly someone refused to throw away. Question is, do you have the courage to look at what doesn't fit? Or will $300,000 in sunk costs convince you to pretend it isn't there? Let me show you what's really weighing on a researcher's mind. 3 years of work. That's not just time. That's your 20s, your 30s, maybe the prime of your career. $300,000 in grant money, already spent, and hovering over all of it, your department expecting something big. This is the gravity of sunk cost. Not stubbornness, not ego. It's the real weight of everything you've invested pulling you toward a conclusion that might not be true. And that weight makes it almost impossible to admit the numbers don't add up. You've heard the startup mantra, fail fast, pivot, move on. Sounds smart, right? Low cost, quick rebound. But here's what that advice completely misses. In serious research, you can't pivot like a tech company. Takes a decade just to build expertise in one pathway. Change direction, you lose credibility with funders. All those years of specialized knowledge? Gone. I call this the pivot penalty. The fail-fast crowd doesn't get it. Switching tracks doesn't just cost money, it costs your entire professional identity. Those productivity gurus online, they'll tell you persistence is a character flaw, just quit, cut your losses. But they've never had 4 forces crushing them at once. Department expects results, grant money spent, best years invested, everyone watching for a high-impact paper. This isn't stubbornness, it's being trapped. Your hypothesis sits at the center of all that pressure. Walking away means admitting all 4 forces were pushing toward something that was never going to work. That's why people don't quit, not weakness, physics. Here's the nightmare. You're standing between 2 cliffs. On one side, your hypothesis is dying. Data keeps contradicting you. Other side, starting over from scratch. And in the middle, a pit. I call it the perpetual amateur zone, where you're not an expert in anything anymore. Neither option feels survivable. Going back feels like denial. Going forward feels like career suicide. So most people just freeze, right there on the edge. And that's exactly where things fall apart. Here's what might surprise you. This isn't a willpower problem, it's biology. Your brain is literally wired this way. Something called cognitive anchoring. Your brain attaches to ideas you've invested in. The more time spent, the heavier that anchor. But here's the deeper part. Your identity starts overlapping with your results. You don't just have a hypothesis, you become the hypothesis. When your work fails, it feels like you're failing. That's not drama, that's neuroscience. What happens when someone sees an anomaly? Let me walk you through it. First, you notice something's off. Numbers don't fit. Brain immediately says, must be uncalibrated equipment. Run it again. Same weird result? Okay, sample was contaminated. But eventually, when you've blamed everything and the anomaly is still there, you hide it, bury the data, leave it out of the paper. Then the cycle resets when the next strange result appears. Denial has an anatomy. It's predictable, and almost everyone goes through it. Now here's where it gets interesting. We tell ourselves stories to protect dying theories, equipment problems, contamination, statistical noise. Sounds reasonable, right? But what if each excuse is hiding something real? Uncalibrated equipment? Maybe the underlying mechanism is flawed. Contaminated sample? Maybe there's a variable you missed. And when you call something noise, that might be the moment your entire theory falls apart. These rationalizations feel scientific, but they're shields, protecting you from what the data is actually saying. This is the danger zone. I call it the zombie zone. When you refuse to pivot for 12 months, look what happens. Budget burned keeps climbing, that red line going up. But value created, discoveries, flat at the bottom. A zombie project consumes everything and produces nothing. Eats your funding, eats your time, eats your reputation. And the longer you stay, the harder it gets to escape. You're not just losing resources, you're destroying your ability to do real work. That's what nursing a dead hypothesis actually costs. Here's what should keep you up at night. Every month you spend defending a hypothesis that isn't working, that's a month your competitors spend analyzing exactly where you went wrong. Think about it. You're trapped in denial, hiding anomalies. And while you're doing that, someone else is extracting the signal from your noise. Finding patterns you ignored, approaching the breakthrough hiding in your own data. You're handing them your discovery, not because they're smarter, because they're willing to admit what you won't. Let me show you what this race looks like. You're on top, hiding anomalies, protecting budget, eventually stagnating. Your competitor starts at the bottom, grabs the noise you threw away, finds patterns in what you called contamination. And step by step, while you're standing still, they're climbing. Extracting noise, finding patterns, approaching breakthrough. Look at that trajectory. By the time you realize you're stuck, they're already past you. This is how scientific revolutions actually happen. Someone picks up what you refuse to see. Now here's the beautiful part. The breakthrough you're looking for, it's not somewhere else, not in a new field, not a different project. It's hiding in the noise you've been ignoring. Every scattered data point you called an error. One of them might be the key. Look at that pattern emerging from chaos. The signal is there, always been there. Only question is, will you keep throwing it away or finally have the courage to connect the dots? Here's what I want you to understand. Letting go of your hypothesis doesn't mean letting go of your expertise. Two completely different things. Your dead hypothesis, let it fade. But that ignored anomaly, that's where your world-class knowledge needs to go. You're not starting over, you're relocating. All those years don't disappear, they pivot. And when you apply everything you know to the thing that didn't fit, that's when the new paradigm explodes. Expertise meeting truth instead of defending a lie. Here's the counterintuitive truth. Being first to admit you were wrong, that's not losing. That's the ultimate competitive advantage. Everyone else in your field is probably making the same mistake, defending the same dying hypothesis. But if you drop the anchor before they do, if you own the anomaly while they're still hiding it, you get first mover advantage on the next paradigm. Being wrong first isn't embarrassing. It's strategic. The scientist who admits error fastest claims the discovery. So let me leave you with this. Drop the anchor, own the anomaly. That weird data point that doesn't fit, stop fighting it. Stop hiding it. That's not your enemy. That's your future. The researchers who change the world aren't the ones who are right from the start. They're the ones who admitted the error first and claimed the discovery hiding inside it. Your next breakthrough isn't in a new project. It's sitting in the data you've been calling noise. Admit it, own it, watch what happens.